Hopefully we should be good now. Holy shit, this was amazing start. I just love it when we have tens of thousands of technical issues from like the get-go. Okay, so in the meanwhile, when the stream was off, I killed Diablo, which is a pretty simple fight, honestly. We can go through it actually. What happened in the meanwhile? So it is pretty straightforward. My tree looks something like this. Let's just see. We have some extra movement speed from the Shadow Refuge buff, and we also have a very useful buff. I mean passive, Perfect Being. It reduces the, like, we have a straight up like 36% chance to just not take damage from an attack or a spell or something. That is insanely useful. One of the best things in being an assassin is that you can just have this passive, and it's gonna save your life so many times. We still have our Shadow Refuge, and we have a passive to that, so we can gain some extra movement speed while it's up. It's gonna make us run around the acts, and the end games was much faster. In the throw part, I've maxed out Way of the Spider, so we can have maximum poison damage. Maxed out Lethal Incision, so we can have maximum single target damage, because clearing enemies is pretty simple and easy. We just one tap them with a single knife throw. It's gonna kill enemies very quickly, but we needed some more single target damage. That's why I maxed out this point. I have 1 point into Meditate because it's just nice to have some. We can even reset it later on because it's not that important to have this, like, what, 8% mana regen. And then the rest of my points went to Scorpion Blades, so we can have more blades exploding at the same time. So just to showcase the Tahrha fight very quickly, and you might say that I'm over leveled a little bit. Wait, why do I have 400 ping, dude? What? Why am I connected to Shanghai? Huh? Just 16? Dude, what the hell is happening? For some reason I'm connected to Shanghai. I don't know what's... The game is having some massive issues. Hope the server is not down, by the way. I could maybe check it quickly, but I kind of forgot what I need to check the servers from, so I need to make some time for that. Okay, so the Tahrha fight goes like this. We just apply our Lethal Incision buff, and then we can just pretty much attack, move, and our poison is gonna last for a rather long duration, even though it's not that much actually. We just gained a free unique like that. And we cannot really escape from here once we do the quest, because this is a special zone in the game where we cannot use teleports or the home teleport button. Like, we cannot use any teleport skill, as you can see. It's pretty much useless. You're just gonna stay in the same place. I guess you can see I can try it again, but we've already finished this quest, so we cannot even use town portals because they are disabled, so we just need to log out. Hope it's gonna work actually, and not the server is... Okay, I have no idea what the problem was with the server first time. So it's a pretty straightforward fight, just need to move around, just keep moving, simple as that. And next thing, we killed Mephisto, which is a pretty important farm point actually. Like, even though you are like already in like early nightmare or something, as you can see, our clear is amazing, so we don't really need the damage increase for that. Because Mephisto has... Most of the bosses, as you've seen so far, have a guaranteed unique item on drop, which you can turn into arcane crystals, and you can upgrade your items with those arcane crystals. But Mephisto is the first boss to actually drop 2 at the same time, which means it's pretty much like a double efficiency. And it is much easier to find a Mephisto than pretty much any other boss. Turn on the same single target DPS skill and just spam him down. It's pretty simple. Now you're gonna need some cold resistance, cold, lightning, fire. These are all super useful. For that, you're just gonna make use of the fact that unique items, and most items anyway, have a set amount of sockets they roll with, pretty much guaranteed. So you can just use stuff like an Orth rune, for example, to get some cheap, very easy lightning resist. I'm going to use some Rile runes if I can find some. See? I'm gonna put it in here, and we have some more fire resist. It's super simple. It's like vanilla blood mechanics, pretty much. Like there is nothing to really think about here. For Act 4, it's super quick. It's even faster. Try this build and feel too weak for Endgame. It's been a while since I played Poison Endgame, so I'm not sure. I had some issues bossing, but for farming it is amazing. Did cast it? Okay. Like Faustin Wheel was super quick for me. Maybe it was old Faustin Wheel, not the new craziness, but yeah, for Faustin speedrunning it was pretty comfortable. But yeah, bossing I felt a little weak. Maybe I had some gear issues, but mostly it is just for speedrunning zones. So here in the Plains of Despair, you want to find Izual, and the easiest place to find him, he's gonna spawn in pretty much the guaranteed tile set. It's a bit complicated if you don't know, but since you can reveal the map, you can look for this type of little, I don't know, L shape or V shape or something like that. And there are multiple V shapes like similar to this, which, for example, let me just find one, if there is any actually. Okay, there is none actually, kinda sick. Okay. For example, like this. This looks a little bit similar, but it has this longer shape at the end. You want one which has this. This is like a full complete, and this is like a broken end. Okay, that's how you're gonna find Izual. It's guaranteed to be there every single time. So in case it takes you a lot of time, that's gonna be the quickest way. And then we're just going to kill Diablo again, because why not? It doesn't take a lot of time, honestly, unless I die, which in case then that would kind of suck. Signets of Gold, we're gonna pick up every single one of them, because in early game, until we don't reach like level 105 in hell, we're gonna need pretty much every piece of gold we can get our little hands on. And these guys are strong for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. But I mean, yeah, this season is kind of cranked, so not the best time to start Midian, if I can be completely honest. Like the changes are a little overkill. If you played Midian, you obviously are going to play it most likely. But if you would just start out Midian this season, it's going to be a very rough time for you, and I am super sorry about that. I mean, it's not my issue, not my. I didn't make this season. Okay, I don't know why I'm apologizing, but yeah, it's gonna be difficult a little bit. But I mean, I'm trying to do this guide in like a fashion that you can just kind of prepare for what's gonna come, because boy, there are gonna be some hard times. Okay, let me just. Okay. Oh, nice! Thanks for the follow, Zeus. How are we doing in this fine evening? So I was so super pissed about today's earlier stream. That was really bad. I don't know why. I wasn't really feeling it to begin with, but yeah, the crash. I just went to sleep after that. I was mauling. Okay, we're just gonna spam him down. He's gonna spawn these skeletons. Not really a big of a deal. So it's pretty easy to deal with. Again, we're just gonna activate both of the seals. We're gonna get another mini boss, which is gonna spawn these towers if he has the chance to. This could be a little problematic if you stand still for a long time and you just... Wait, did I miss one of them? Whatever. Like, this could be an issue if you absolutely don't move at all Like if you're just trying to face tank everything, it's yeah, you might die because of it, but if you just keep moving, it's gonna be super simple to dodge and just, yeah, not take pretty much any damage to it. We're gonna get ready. We're gonna put on our single target buff as always, and we're just gonna spam. Hopefully he spawns soon. Yep, there he goes. And we still have pretty nice amount of damage. You just want some fire resist so you can survive the expanding fire novas. But other than that, you don't really need to worry about anything. Old school Diablo was much harder to deal with in medium. He had the stun nova, he had the little summon towers. It was bad, but now it's kind of fine. And we're just gonna demolish pretty much everything that we have, which we don't really use right now. Wait, did I put in something? Okay, yeah. Cool. Which is better? Mine? Yeah, mine is much better. Okay. So we're just gonna put this in. We're gonna disenchant. As you can see, we disenchanted 5 unique items, so we have an arcane crystal. We have a full crystal, which cannot be broken up anymore. Kind of bad. And what I wanted to do is... I mean, I cannot really upgrade my items right now. Let's just say we're gonna take a look at some of the unique items, for example. Why is my browser source not working, man? Okay, let's just say... Okay, we have this selected. And we can look through some items. For example, what I don't have a unique for right now is a belt and a pair of gloves. Okay, so we're gonna look through those. So let's just go for gloves, for example, and we can see the leather glove base has a pair of gloves which gonna give us some all skills, poison duration, poison spell damage. It's a really good glove, and it's like the perfect gloves for ourselves right now. But we could look for this witching gloves, for example. This has spell damage, mana regen, fire and poison res, banish on death, which is a buff. I mean, it's a debuff to the enemies. They take more elemental damage from hits. We have this attack speed, cold damage, sort of deal if we were to be an attack-based build. We have an even better physical attack-based variation. And we have a pretty much sort of a support item with strength and life and mana after each kill. So we're gonna look for a pair of leather gloves. And the way we're going to do that, we're gonna look for required level and required strength at each tier, because if one of them is too high, we cannot equip the item, obviously. Like it's kind of self-explaining. So the best we can go for right now is a tier 2, because this has enough, like low enough of a strength requirement that we don't break our build trying to go for something like that. So let's just go to the gambler NPC, which right now is Nil Attack. It's kind of cringe that we have to gamble from Nil Attack, but it is what it is. And here we're going to look for a piece of leather gloves. Now we can technically just reroll, press R multiple times until we don't get it, but the devs made an amazing tool for us where we can filter out items, and it's gonna go for every single item base and with every single tier that we can buy. And if you put let me just go, it's like a diadem 3 has been selected by me because I needed it earlier. It's gonna highlight the item in a little bit of a different color every single time it shows up. So let me just go for a leather glove. It's okay, leather gloves, and we need a tier 2, so we selected it, and we should see it pretty soon because it's kind of a common base. It's not really a rare, as you can see, it's a tier 2 leather gloves, and it shows up with a yellow outline. It's gonna make gambling a little bit easier. And we get a rare item. It doesn't really matter what we get, we just needed a tier 2 base anyway. So we just go to an NPC who sells these oils of enchantment. We take this oil of enchantment, 2 arcane crystals, so you will need 10 unique items for this, and the leather gloves that we wanted. And we combine them by pressing C, and we have this bonus poison spell damage and bonus skill duration. Now we got a little bit unlucky because if we go back to the browser, we can see that this gives 0 to +1 all skills. So we had the chance to get +1 all skills, but we kind of fumbled it. But we still get the rest of the stats. These are guaranteed. Some items can have like 0 to 1 all skills. It's a 50-50 whether you get it or not. It's kind of sad that we didn't. But once we go for tier 3, that we're gonna get it guaranteed. But we're gonna need some strength for that because we're kind of behind on that. But right now I just want Dex. Okay, let me just get some other music in the background, okay? I mean, this is fine, but, you know, what if I were to listen to some Windswept, for example? Because that is some good stuff. My bad. Okay. I mean, this is kind of classic. I listen to this every single time. Windswept has some amazing music. Needs to be louder a little bit. Ah, so nice. Okay, so we're gonna keep on moving. The classic press R to reveal the map. Just make sure we have the movement speed buff on. And as you can see, we have like 0 issues dealing with like large packs of enemies now. It's gonna get super easy once you get some levels. Like even around 30, 35, you're gonna be moving super fast, so you really shouldn't be worried about your character being a little bit weaker early on, because it's gonna happen. You just need some levels for it, and then you're pretty much going to just use your skill and then keep running, because poison builds can just do that. They can just walk past enemies and just not really care about what's gonna happen next, because you can just move on to the next pack of enemies. That's why poison is so good. I could technically go back to Act 1 and get some shrines to get some even more XP, which I might do. Who knows? We could do that maybe, but let's just keep going for now. I need to run my D2 stats just in case, because I didn't have it on. And in case you want to get a little bit of a notification every single time you drop a good item that you want, like this, I have a video on it. I should probably link it soon somewhere. Which, oh, we get a Belladon now. Wow, that's one of the earliest ones I've got, pretty much. So if you don't know what that is, that's a pretty good find, honestly. At least this early on, especially. Maybe not the most valuable find early on, but it's a nice thing to have, and I did not expect that to get it. It's pretty much a free reset of skills and stats. I get right click to reset stats and skill points. It was craftable in the earlier versions, but right now it's not really. So we've also gained a Mark of Infusion. We can make special items with that, and I'm also gonna show that. So let's just go for a Gambler, and let's just buy a tier 2 sash. It's perfect. And if we combine this Mark of Infusion with this sash, we're going to get an honorific item. This is the green item, which has a very important text that orb effects applied to this item are doubled. If we go to an NPC, which is gonna sell us these mystic orbs, you can buy one of these. I mean, if I were to have the money, right now I don't, cringe. I can buy one of these, and it's gonna give me a mystic orb, which I can apply to the item. It's gonna give me one of these bonuses. For example, if I use it on an armor, I can get 3% extra elemental resistance, but it's gonna increase the item's level requirement by 4. So instead of this having a requirement of 8, this is gonna have a requirement of 12, and instead of getting 3 elemental res, it's gonna get 6 because of the little green line that orb effects are doubled. So these items are really good if you want to customize them to get the stats you want on it, pretty much. These items don't have stats on their own. The only thing they can get is physical resist. It's a 50-50 if they get it or not. But other than that, these are solely used that you can just use these orbs on them. It's gonna cost you some amounts of money. Like the more you want, the more you'll need to spend on these. But these are really good. For example, if you don't have a good item, for example, a good belt with a lot of resistances and let's just say strength, because you might need it, then these items are gonna be the best options to go for. Now that we have that, my throat, bro. We're just gonna keep moving. There is not really anything else going on for right now. You know what? We could be very nice and generous and just save the barbarians, because why not? We have the time. And I'm level 40, dude. I'm gaining XP. What the hell? Just see. Okay, one more level and we're gonna get another blade. And then I'm probably gonna just ignore that skill for right now and focus a little bit on passives, like getting a bit more movement speed, getting a bit more duration to our skill and everything. So we're gonna be running the rest of the acts much faster. Like the movement speed differences that we can get are huge, because we already don't need to look throughout the whole act. Like we don't need to run this entire map, although it's kind of a bad example because it's like Ariat Plateau and these zones are kind of easy to navigate without a map too, because it's like the same layout pretty much every single time. You just go upwards and that's it. Like if you find the cliffs first, then you go the other direction. Like it's one of the simplest natural maps. Pretty much on par with Act 1 with the road to follow. So you're not gonna have issues if you don't have the map, but you know, you have, so why worry about it? I'm gonna ignore this guy for now because we don't really need to deal with any of these unique mobs. And we want to complete the Anya quest because it's gonna give us a very useful bonus of getting 10% extra resistances, and if it's free, why not just take it, man? We're gonna get the waypoint first. I'm gonna completely forget about my buffs every single time because I'm just not used to it. Playing thousands of hours, I'm just not used to it. Okay. Just keep in mind that you have a teleport skill, either from the assassin or if you have this item. It's just a one-socketed staff with a tier rune in it. It's pretty simple, and you're gonna have this blink ability. So it's and it's gonna save you a lot of time. For example, I don't have to go all the way around here. I can just go and bang. Wow, speedrunning, man, speedrunning, and I can do it again because. Oh my god, dude, I'm such a gamer. Okay, that was a very bad. These guys hurt. Single target, go. Okay, this might not be the place to go for single target because these archers are just ass. Okay. It's pretty much a standard thing. Nice. So let me just... Yeah, 4 blades. Wow. Okay. Just run back. And right now I'm not really in a rush to level anymore. Like I'm level 49, which is okay. What we want is to be level 50 by the time we reach Baal's throne. That's the only thing we need to pay attention somewhat. Like it's not even 100% necessary. It's just it's nicer because you're gonna have a dungeon which first of all requires level 45 to enter, And to get the full reward, you're gonna need level 50, but you can be level 50 at any time. Like, you can be level 49 once you complete the dungeon and just get the rewards after. You're gonna have plenty of time just to make sure before you get it low, before 60. That's the only thing you need to pay attention to, and then you're good. But we're gonna have like 0 issues leveling because we have a pretty good time of just dealing with large amounts of enemies while we are also keeping on running. Nothing special again, just pick up all the jewels. Jewels are always important for crafting. And we might want to try to get ourselves a good pair of amulets. Okay, let me just get some more movement speed. And we can pretty much ignore enemies here unless they kill me. In that case, we kind of need to pay attention, okay? That's like the only case. Okay, thanks for jumping over me, idiots. I had a little bit more easier of a time than I was expecting so far. So far. I said so far because we're gonna... I feel like as much as it's easy right now, we're gonna have some issues, 100%. Okay. Because mid game has been messed around with. If you really want to go for super safety, you can just pick up the waypoint, since you can see it, but I don't really go for it usually here. We're gonna need it in a hell difficulty, but until then it's not really worth to pick up this point. Let's just go for a super single target. Got him. Okay. The ancients have some pretty strong abilities. One of them has an attack which releases a spiral of blades, which can multi-hit you and it can easily one-shot you if you're not prepared. One of them has this fortress ability, and I think those are the most notable ones. But we are super yoked, so we don't really need to worry about this fight for right now. And we are level 51, so we're doing amazingly, actually. Without even an XP shrine, for example. Like that's how good we are doing right now. You can technically look out for even magical rings at this level, because I think around level 50 is the point where you can get +1 all skills from rings, which can be very useful early on, because it could be some serious damage for a class. You also got a perfect ruby, which are really good for weapons. If your character doesn't have life leech or life regen, it's 10 life after each kill, and you can just put it in your weapon. And now it's gonna give us I would say a decent amount of recovery. Obviously, we have the 3% life on kill, which is quite big for the assassin. The assassin has such a good passive kit from like level 1 and then progressing. That's, I would say, one of the best classes. Might not be the best in terms of like DPS and everything, but in terms of the utility you get from the passives and stuff, it's up there. Okay, so we're just gonna put down a safety portal because one of the mobs has some good stuff which you need to avoid, and that can one-shot you pretty quickly. We're just waiting for the waves. So far there has been nothing special about these guys so far. Okay, why do I still have the single target on? Whatever. Nice. Okay, the next wave, there is gonna be one archer and one like void knight or something. You need to kill the knight first, because you cannot damage her, and she's gonna cast these guys. You need to step over these like avatars or something, and then they're gonna disappear. Until then, they're just gonna keep on casting this Ice Nova, and that's gonna deal damage from like screens away and something like that. So you want to deal with that. Just get these guys. These guys kind of have some nasty fire damage if you go near them, but as long as you can just avoid standing in their fire that they are reading, you're good. And this is the other wave which you need to pay attention to, because he's gonna cast these like magic waves, which can deal some pretty big damage if you stand in multiple ones, for example. And if you kill him, he's gonna summon a portal. This is what I talked about. You need level 45 to enter. And it's gonna be this layout. Again, revealing the map is super useful. You're gonna need to kill 3 bosses. One of them is here, the other one is here, and the last one is here. I usually just take this route, which I'm gonna take. It's a it's a weird way of saying it, but yeah, it's just look where I go, and it's gonna be super simple. These guys can overwhelm you if you don't kill them very quickly, but there is not a lot of them, and they are very squishy. The only thing you need to pay attention to is just don't stand still. Keep moving, and you're gonna be kind of fine. And make sure that you get your regen buff on. This thing can hurt you a lot if you are standing in the wrong end of it. Just make sure you are always above the bosses when you are fighting them, so you're not gonna be in dangerous situations. And what you will need is, oh my god, stop casting them. Okay. I might need some more regen, actually. Okay, that was very useless. You're gonna need these shards. Every boss is gonna drop one of them, and you will need to be level 50 to use the cube recipe to upgrade them. And that's like the only thing you need to know. Is just be above, like be between level 50 and 60, so you can upgrade them without any extra cost. If you forget to do this, like if you don't do this before level 60, you will need to use arcane crystals to upgrade them. So it's gonna be rather expensive early on. So just make sure you do it. It's super easy. Yo, how are you doing, dude? Had some issues earlier on, and thought I would finish it because I had some time, and I wanted to do more than just 1 hour. So we're gonna, you know, yes, got him. Just make sure I don't die to the phalanx. And oh gosh, see, there can be some bad situations where these guys can very easily overwhelm you, even in like normal. But as long as you keep on killing, you're gonna be perfectly fine. And just, you know, just in case you don't have any super big regen like I do, just make sure you have some potions, and that's it. You can teleport out of this place anytime you want. Just make sure you pick up all the shards and don't die, if like, because it can waste you some time. There is nothing really dangerous about dying. It's just an annoyance like every other place. We're gonna burst her down as well. Poison is so good. Okay, do I have any potions? It's gonna be enough. Dude, just pick it up. Oh my god, it's swing when I get stun locked, man. I will need some hit recovery speeds. Okay, and the biggest danger about these guys is they have, you know, sort of a ricocheting attack. So if they attack you with a bow, let's say you have minions, for example, and your minions get attacked by these guys, the bow is gonna bounce around a little bit, so you can be hit by more than one. you can see, we can just put all of these 3 in, and we have a charm, which is gonna give us all skills, combat speed, fire, lightning, and cold pen, 10% all attributes, 10% all resist, and 5% increased XP gain. And since we did the Anya quest earlier, we can just go to Mala and get the scroll of resistance. We combine it and we gain another 10% all resist. So now our resistance look really, really nice. Lightning could be a little higher, but it's okay. And before moving on, we can just do this as well, just as a very quick showcase. Okay, let me just get some movements, like more length on it. And what we want from Kneel Attack is you can farm Kneel Attack as well in earlier on. Not 100% sure how good it is on normal, because I don't usually farm Kneel Attack, because I feel like it's a bit of a waste in time, but with the map reveal it's not as annoying as it's in original Sealod. I hated this zone as a kid. This is my least favorite place to go out of like pretty much everything else in the game. Like it's to me, for some reason, I don't know why, it was a very confusing place with very annoying enemies. So it was just an annoyance to go here and do this quest. Even though it is completely unnecessary to do, like you're not forced to do or anything, it's just something. Kneel Attack has a corpse explosion skill, so make sure you don't really go near any corpses if you can. I know it can be difficult to avoid. It's another good place to farm unique items. And just to make sure that I remember that I have a portal in Baal's room. So we're just gonna go back with the waypoint. And we can now technically personalize one of our items. It's gonna get an extra line that the original owner was this character. And I might as well. See? We go to her and we can personalize something amazing. Let me just get it like that. I'm gonna pick up some potions just in case. Could be useful early on. Not sure how much I will need it because we have decent damage. Baal fight has been buffed. Okay, Baal compared to original is it's something. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily say it's super easy. It can be some craziness. Okay, but right now normal difficulty Baal is still easy. Like as you can see, we destroyed him. He makes these black meteor zones which explode and deal pretty huge amounts of magic damage, especially since your character doesn't have magic resistance naturally. Neither there's like a couple of items which give magic resistance, so it's really difficult to get against that. And he's just moving super fast, so it's just a little bit annoying to pay attention to. We get another free arcane crystal for some upgrades. Nice, and the screen didn't glitch out. Okay. Now we can move on to the nightmare difficulty. It only took us like a couple of hours to do. But I'm talking a lot, so you know, it's understandable that it takes some extra time. You can look through these items if you want something better. For example, 30% movement speed. Technically would be kind of better than my 25, but not really feeling it. You can get like 35. You can get some nice stuff. For example, from the Act 3 merchant, I've gotten a circlet which had 1 all skills from level 16. So it's you can get some nice items while you are just transitioning. But it's not that necessary. I'm just gonna sell everything that I'm not using right now. Even though those rune wards could be nice. There is another rune ward which I've used in the meanwhile. It is a Thule rune in a shield. It's gonna give you 1 all skills and cannot be frozen, which is huge. But other than that, there is not. I mean, it's nice. Life after each kill and magic find. Actually, swap that. Cool. Anything else? Because my inventory usually gets cluttered up with a bunch of stuff, so it's better to just sell everything that you don't necessarily use immediately. 4% spell damage is pretty good for us right now. 95 life and 5% more XP. Oh, we got an all-skiller. That's nice. I'm gonna put all the runes in my stash because yeah, most of the time I'm not even gonna use them, just so they don't, again, clutter up my inventory even more. And I could fix some resistances with it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this amulet and we're gonna buy one of these oils of luck. Oils of luck has a 20% chance to upgrade your items. So if we combine it with an amulet, for example, we have a 20% chance to gain a +1 all skill on it. So this could be +2 all skills if we get lucky. And we did not get it. Kind of expected, okay? It's not like I'm gonna be heartbroken about it. But we can do the same with the rings. And rings can gain 5% spell damage if we get it. We did not get it. Unlucky, dude. We can do it again, maybe. I mean, it's kind of a waste to put on this garbage, but I mean, we got it. This is how it looks like. It's broken up to every single one because we had cold damage on it, but it's gonna give us some extra damage on the off chance that we can actually get it. Okay. Then it's gonna be pretty similar. There is nothing super new, other than the fact that enemies are stronger. They are, you know. And these are actually different enemies. You don't have these in normal difficulty. That's the kind of change that from normal to nightmare there is difference in enemy variety. So you don't feel super samey about it, and you have some extra challenge by learning enemy patterns and whatnot. Like generally, if you just go by the rule of thumb of just keep moving, you're gonna be mostly fine. Speedrunning tactic of just putting a portal down, running it down to wait point, and then getting back, because we are super efficient with our time. Okay, I'm gonna put some more points into this skill so we can have some longer duration and more physical resistance. Poison and res also could be good here because some of these enemies have pretty high poison damage on their own. Like it's gonna be a very bad degen. I might need some mana on kill somehow. We need to check the mystic orbs. There might be one. I'm not sure. We shouldn't really go more points into into our skill. As I said, our clear is fine without skill points. And the more we're gonna get from items, the worse the mana cost situation is gonna get. Thankfully, I was prepared with a fuck ton of potions, okay? Is there anybody else? Yep, there is a few. They blend in with the ground sometimes. Even though they have like a circling light around them, still, whatever. Or what you can also look for is sapphires, for example. It's gonna give you mana after each kill if you socket it in a weapon, which we absolutely have the space for. Aether rune not really worth picking up lower tier runes anyway. Especially since they've added the recipe. If you combine a rune alone, a normal rune, you can combine it, and it's gonna downgrade it. So you don't need to actually find every single one. You just need to find one high tier rune, and you pretty much have all of the tiers under it. It's a very nice change. There might have been some sapphires in normal, which I didn't pick up because I was I completely forgot that mana could be an issue. Anything else here? Nothing. Nothing really. As you can see, we are getting higher and higher tiers of items right now. Like we can get like tier 3 heavy belt, which has more defense but has a higher item requirement in stats. What am I missing? 3 enemies. I might have brain rot. Where did we miss these 3 enemies? It wasn't here. I usually run this in a way that I don't miss it accidentally, but now I'm just completely oblivious. Also, if you're playing on server, a good little life hack that you can do is every single time you feel like you've desynced, just teleport. It's mostly going to fix your issues. It's not like it's a solve everything situation, but it can most of the time help you out. So we have that. We get some more teleport distance and more movement speed. So while we have this skill on, we have 90% extra movement speed. That is a lot. That is a lot of movement speed. Okay. So again, I'm gonna take a look at the unique item list very quickly because we might be able to upgrade our weapon. For example, we need to be level 45 and have 250%, like 250 dexterity. But we could get some pretty good stuff out of it. 5 all skills, big poison spell damage, and poison resist reduction. And some Scorpion Blade and K, which is like what we're doing right now ourselves. So we're gonna definitely go for this. The other thing I want to check is the Assassin Shields, because we are right now using this for some, again, poison skill duration and poison res. We need to be level 43 and have 170 dex, which we have that. And it's gonna give us some more vitality and reanimates as well. Holy shit, I don't know what's up in my throat today, but damn. Okay. And so yeah, I think I have 2, right? 2 crystals or just 1? And since I have a perfect ruby, even though it would be very easy for me to find another one, I'm just gonna go for complete safety. Buy one of these gray oils. And if we combine this item with a socketable stuff in it, with a gray oil, it's gonna take out the socketable. Very useful recipe early on if you wanna be super efficient with your gems and everything. And we got unlucky again with just +4 skills. God damn it! If we get lucky all 3 times, we could have +3 all skills by now. But it's fine. Technically, it's kind of better because we are a little bit easier on the mana situation. So it's kind of good that I didn't get it, but you know, I would have liked some extra damage always. Again, we don't really have anything else to look for. Just make sure that, you know, you keep moving. As repetitive as it sounds, it's literally gonna solve the issue like 90% of the time. If you just keep moving, you're gonna be much finer. Although many builds cannot afford this, for example melee builds. But if you're playing something like this, the throw assassin, just move, bro. Just move. What I'm looking for right now is an XP shrine, and we did not get one. Whatever, it's fine. We're level 58, we are 7 levels above the area level, which for right now it looks good. Like it is okay, but that level difference that we have is gonna be taken away very quickly once we move on to Act 2, for example, because Act 2 moves up quickly in monster level. We don't have anything special in here either. Thank God for these melee enemies. Just kite them. You could put more points into Perfect Being, for example. If you want more damage avoidance, you can go up to 56%, as far as I know right now. But it's also gonna be going up and down with character levels. I'm just gonna put some more points into Shadow Refuge and we're good. So we can have even more Phase Res. We have 20 Phase Res right now, which is, I would say, is kind of nice. Like, it's usually by this point you might have like 1 or 2 sources of Phase Resist. Like, for example, the Druid can get a bunch, and those guys killed me from way over there because, I don't know, attack range stuff. I genuinely dislike those enemies. Those are very bad. Look at the movement speed, man. How much do we have? We have 115% movement speed. It's kind of good. Oh fuck. Okay. I did not panic. I absolutely did not panic. Picking up even lower tier diamonds is useful because once you put it on one of your items, it can give you strength if you put it in armor pieces, which is very useful if you don't have a lot of strength by other sources. And you want, for example, to equip higher tier items, just go for that. I hope we get a perfect sapphire somewhere, and those guys are hitting me from like a mile away, and I teleported into their face, but that doesn't matter. A good thing, like minimally clever thing to do here would be just, you know, not run into enemies face first and put down a safety portal. Just in case you are corpse running like I'm doing for some reason right now. Even though you are omega powerful right now. Or just put more points into vitality, but we have like 2k HP. It's not entirely bad. We have perfect sapphire, yeah. Oh my god, it's amazing. Or another good thing is to just throw some daggers ahead of you, okay? It's another easy way of moving into unknown places. Oh my god, those enemies can super stun lock you. We can check for the shrines here as well, just in case we can get some defense. Defense is not that important for the assassin, at least. It's you're gonna be relying on block maybe, and on just straight up damage avoidance later on. Gem shrine, just in case. Nope. Skulls give you enhanced weapon damage. So for this build, because we are a spell-based build, it doesn't matter that much. Okay, we pick up the scroll. And we have a nice all-skill shrine. We're gonna come back for that once we are progressing a little bit. For right now, we're just gonna save Cain and get the get the same reward that we got from normal difficulty, but it's gonna be upgraded for Nightmare, and it's gonna be a rather nice piece of armor that we can get from this quest. And it's very helpful if you don't have some better piece by just farming out other items. Might have a little bit higher requirement. That's what I would otherwise be prepared for. Again, you don't need to kill anything for that technically. You just need to save Cain and that's it. But I like to mess around, just look for some free mobs just in case you get some good density in here. But yeah, it doesn't matter that much. We talk to Cain because we are nice. And we get the new item, which gives you a guaranteed all skills some all attributes and elemental elemental resist with life and defense. But it needs some high strength compared to what we have. Like 78 is not that big, okay. For right now, I feel like we're good on dexterity. We're obviously gonna need more if you want to, for example, upgrade the shield. For higher dexterity, you can use perfect amethysts, and that's gonna make your situation a lot easier. Anything by any chance in here? Nope, it's just fire res. You could do the tower again in Nightmare, but right now I don't really need the rune words. I just wanna move on. We could technically check, like once I'm done with Act 1, we could go for the rune word page and just look around if we can get some any useful items. But I feel like we're kind of good the way we are right now. But what I could look for, which I could get some use out of, is an XP shrine. Just plus. Oh, see, again we got desynced. The enemies were not moving, and the way we fixed it is just teleporting. Hopefully we don't get those freezy guys, because there's gonna be some rough situations. And we have them, okay. So in this case, I want some Thule runes in my, for example, this is a lot of free spaces, right? I don't even need Thule runes, I need Orta runes, because I have like pretty much no lightning res. Much better, okay. I feel quite comfortable with that. Also, I'm not playing with the mercenary, as you might notice, because if you don't pay attention to them, or they get in like a sticky situation where it's like very overwhelming, it's gonna be more of an annoyance to keep care of, like to take care of them, rather than to just go on your own, because you will need to spend a lot of gold just like reviving them every single time. And we have decent damage even without the single target buff on, and with that we are just melting him. Okay, picking up the Mollusk as well, again just for later use. Like, we're not gonna make use of it for, as I said, hell difficulty until we can actually craft our items, but I'm gonna go into that later on. You want to kill the casters mainly here. Those are your prime targets. And again, with the assassin, the way we get this like 90% pretty much free movement speed is gonna make our situations light years better. Since we don't need to be stuck in this, oh my god, in these bad places where we would otherwise don't really get an escape unless you have insane movement speed. For this place, for example, I can just go in here. Oh my god, we need a safe zone. We can just take this shield on, for example. It's gonna get us a little bit less damage for the meanwhile, but we can die easily. Not paying attention is gonna get you killed. Simple as that. But this cannot be frozen. FX is super useful. especially since they sprinkle these guys all over many places. It's gonna be nice that you don't get slowed down by an insane amount. I think it's gonna be much easier to just ignore enemies and run past them. Like so. And you might want to save up a Thule rune for this, so you can do that. Hey, thank you, Jort, for the sub. Hope you're having a good day, dude. Okay, so I'm gonna swap over it because I don't wanna gimp my damage. Even though we don't really need that oh my god, huge, large single target damage right now. For the fact that I would stack it over my current way, yeah, it's okay. We could pick up the waypoint here as well, but compared to normal and Daria, Nightmare is not really worth farming. Oh, Flawless Amethyst. And since gems only have 3 tiers, normal, flawless, and perfect, it's much easier to make your high tier gems for your sockets. What level are we? For level 65. Because I mentioned it at the beginning of the act. The monster level was 51 and we were level 58. So as you can see, the game pretty much caught up to us. Like, area levels is equal to ours, so you know. As I said, that's why you kind of want to make sure you have some advantage in the beginning, because if you get behind on EXP, it's gonna be very noticeable. It's also noticeable if you are ahead of the game in EXP, but you would rather want that than to be slugging behind. And it's the same ordeal as in normal. You just avoid the meteors and the poisons, and she's gonna be dead eventually. She's more tanky, obviously, but as long as you have your unique items, which they are quite easy to farm, like doing Mephisto runs once you are in like Act 5 is the easiest thing. To just make sure that you have guaranteed upgrades. Am I gonna die here? No, I don't. Oh my god, I'm such a good gamer. Okay, we're gonna pick up everything in here because it's free items. GG. And we can move on to Act 6. Act 6. Too much PoE lately. Okay. Act 3. Meant to say Act 3. 2. I cannot count. What the okay. 4 shards. We could technically upgrade this since this doesn't have any sockets in it. I mean, once I can do it, obviously. Same as before, we're gonna try to pick up the all skills, like the skill points bonus quests. Holy shit, I'm tired and it shows. Did I go the wrong way? I went the wrong way. What? Okay, this is actually one of the furthest I've seen this staircase be. Usually it is right next to it, but I've never been bamboozled this hard. It actually would have been faster to just go for the... I forgot to put in this goddamn sapphire. It would have been just easier to go for this trapdoor, which is very rarely the case. So as I said earlier, we can just take this perfect sapphire, put it in the weapon, and we have 8 mana after each kill. So it's gonna give us some nice sustain, as you can see. And we're gonna die nicely, as you can see. These guys have such a high attack speed, man. I can't stand them. They're usually not in here, so I'm not really expecting them. But with this season, you should just expect every monster to show up in every place, and you're gonna be the safest that way. Like, they freeze, they have a high attack speed, they stun. It's bad. really bad mobs to be cornered by. Oh man. The 3% life after each kill is so useful. It's full heals us so many times by just firing at a big pack of mobs. It's just annoying to keep up because you have to go in melee range, and as a non-melee character to go into melee range of enemies, it is rarely a good time. Okay, just in case, put down a safety, because why not? It costs pretty much nothing. And since it only has a cooldown and not like any other cost, you should do it pretty much every single time. Especially if you have it on a quick cast, you're just gonna press it like, I don't know, every 2 minutes for like, I don't know, good measure, and then it's like GG. You're not gonna waste time if you accidentally get overwhelmed by some BS enemies or something. I have 9 skill points to use. Okay, that was unexpected. Let's just get some more points into perfect being. We wanna be more efficient with our tankiness. We're kind of good on damage right now. Okay, he takes no damage for some reason. He's very tanky. Level is 67, we're 68, a little bit ahead. But as I said, it's gonna go away very quickly once we start moving through these zones. Let's see, how much damage can we gain? 4,800. Not even bad. But yeah, the mana cost is already not easy to handle, so I'm not sure how much it's gonna actually help out in like single target situations. Poison is also a little bit complicated to get around. There is a whole separate page to explain how the poisons work in this game. Oh my god. As I said, don't run into enemies face first, okay? Do what I say, not what I do. I guess that's the better part. That's the lesson. I'm playing very badly. Just do the opposite of what I'm doing and you're gonna be fine. With the teleport ability, we can move fast as fuck, boy. Pick up the waypoint before going in, just for super speedrunning tactics. And if you haven't played Median before, and then you swap to Median and get the map reveal, it's gonna be really difficult to go back to any mods which don't have this. So you have been warned. There's gonna be some high standards for QL in any other Diablo 2 related stuff that you play. And take some damage, boy. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, I could use some resist, but right now it's not our biggest issue. It's just these enemies are starting to get stronger and stronger, that's it. What? That was an amazing display of hitboxes. Thank you. Refresh on potions, because why not? As you can see, we start to have a quite the big amount of skill of money actually, which means I'm gonna just put away these jewels, because jewels are gonna be very useful, and you don't even need to wait that much for jewels to become useful. We're gonna go to Drognan because he's the Mystic Orb NPC in Act 2. And we're going to buy For starters, we're going to buy Elemental Resist Mystic Orbs, which you can apply 5 to any 5 of each Mystic Orbs to any items. For example, as you can see, this is going to be the max that we can, and it's gonna give us 30 elemental resistance at the cost of 20 level requirements. What I want also is life regen, because I can just forget about it sometimes. From time to time, I'm just gonna I don't know, forget to use a potion or something. I can buy one more, right? Yep. Okay. Nice. We have 150 life regen and 30% auto resist. Sick. Look at that. It's so much nicer this way. We're gonna get more strength, obviously. And we can move on quickly. Now, what else I want is poison spell damage. That's on the bottom row. We can see that once we get some extra money for it. And then we could also use stuff like faster hit recovery or faster block recovery, or block speed. I think it's called block speed in D2. And then we can also get us more strength, so we can equip higher level items. Okay. Okay, this is a bit of a difficult zone again. It says town portals and teleporters are disabled. I don't know why it doesn't say it at the hover over text. But we're not gonna be able to use blink, so it's gonna be a bit more dangerous. But we just turn on our buffs, and then we're good to go. These meteors deal a fuck ton of damage, so just make sure you avoid them, and you might want to clear these enemies out, because it can be very bad. If you're on like a lower single target damage, you just want to make sure that you don't have to fight like 20 of these snakes at the same time, because as you can see, they can just snipe you. Or if you want to be super effective about the way you are doing this place, you can just put on a high movement speed buff and just ignore every enemy and go for the amulet straight up. Like you don't need to kill anything in here. Just pick up the amulet and then you go. You're gonna be cursed with physical damage reduction. Cursed, you're gonna have less elemental resistance, and you're gonna have less movement speed, which is why you need to kill the shrines. Combine them just in case. And we have a rare ring somewhere. Attack speed and magic find. Yeah, not the best. Thank you. So far we are kind of crushing it. Single target is what's a little bit weak, like even with the buff on, but yeah, it just needs some patience for stronger mobs, and that's it. And you need to back on a few mana pots if you really wanna. Just make sure you teleport out of these circles before they come down, because they can one-shot you. And the charging enemies, holy fuck, that's a bad combo. Oh my god, we are being perma charge stunned. Jesus. So some of these enemy combinations can be awful, like just truly deplorable shit, and you don't really want to see every single time. If you get an enemy combinations which is just impossible to progress in, like even though you have tried your best and everything, but you just cannot move on, you can just make a new game and it's gonna be a different combination of enemies. We're gonna look for the way. It's not the straight down. Okay, it's this. Could be worse. It could be like this or this. Those are very bad, because enemies can just stack up in like upstairs, downstairs, and everything. or just through different sides of the of the teleporters and just camp you. Snipe the fuck out of you. But here now you can use teleports, so you don't need to worry about that if you have teleports. Or you can have some very quick... Oh my Jesus. The pathing in this place can be awful if you click on a wrong spot. Make a safety just in case. As I said, it costs you nothing if you, especially if you have it on a quick cast or something. But yeah, this is bound to happen. These arrows are super unfairly damaged. Unfairly damaged. That was a sentence. Holy shit. As I said, the camping enemies, bro, this is crazy. What? I don't know how much did you play yet, but this season sucks. Yeah, not my favorite idea. I've played until like 126 on a bow Amazon, and I just dropped it. I mean, I was prepared to drop it even before I knew how it's gonna be. Like I was gonna play like 2-3 days because it came right after a median, like a Path of Exile league drop, and honestly, I kind of wanna play PoE over median Exile right now because, you know, we're kind of in maintenance until 3.0 releases, which I can't wait for. That actually is gonna be good, but this is a little bit overtuned for so many places. Faustin is like nigh impossible on my character. I have like 0 chance to do it. Like I think I've managed to get out of the doorway like twice, where I could actually kill some enemies, but man, that is kind of stupid. Like I even said, it's like, as much as I wanna just, you know, do this like teaching median sort of stuff, it's really not the best season to start out playing median right now. I try that. The charm looks, the charm is nice and all, but man, some of the challenge stuff is it's a bit rough. What build did you try out? If you've tried out anything new, or you have your go-to build every single time? Decent. There we go. 6.5k damage already. And we might need some... We could use some more gold, technically. So we could use some gold, but I don't really wanna stay behind to farm out anything because we are just good the way we are. My resistances are kind of fine. We're gonna use this town portal outside. Right here, like right here. I said it earlier, it could have been just done this way. Town portal and teleport are disabled, so we need to put our buffs on before we go in. Just for, you know, I don't want to waste any time by putting on buffs here. And we just kite now. That's the boss fight. Whee! Thankfully we have like crazy 9,000 miles an hour movement speed. The reason townport, like teleports, could be disabled is so you don't go over this place, like over that wall. I don't know if you can go over that wall with the cinematic being done. It could be kind of funny if you could just skip it otherwise. Haven't played in that way that much, like ever. I don't know, it just never occurred to me that, oh shit, I could just go over this place. Okay, nice, we got some stuff. As you can see, the area level is 76 for this place, and we are only level 73, so we are starting to fall more and more behind, even though we are killing everything that's in our way. So you know, we can upgrade the ones. Nice. We get, oh my god, another reanimate. Is it set this way? I did not know that it stacks. 3 separate reanimates. Nice. I think we will need around like level 170. No, strength. 175 strength for the gloves to get a little bit better. But we can just move on. Okay. What we need to reach now is level 80, I think. Either 80 or 85. So we can do the dungeon again. There's gonna be another dungeon similar to what we did in Act 5 in the Baal throne room. This is an okay-ish set of mobs. It can be annoying for sure if we get stuck and we're getting bombarded by fire, but for right now, it's decent. Oh, god damn it! I hate it when YouTube decides to not show me messages. Okay, let me refresh. I see there are some texts. Okay. Give me a sec. Hello, how's it going today? Hey, dude, what's up? It's fine. I've had a stream earlier which crashed today. Like I wanted it to work. Could have been nice, but that was sad. And right now we are going kind of nicely. Had another crash like just before this stream, before this exact one. I had to restart again because I don't know, my PC is acting up lately. But I'm doing okay. Other than that, we're just doing a little bit of a median teaching stream because it's kind of a nice idea, at least. Just doing like a full commentary leveling from. I don't know how far we can go. Like I feel like I have a lot of extra time. I can go for like hell difficulty at least, and then we're gonna see how far we can actually push that. Right now, what we want to do is just get up with the level difference with the mobs, because we don't really want to fall behind that much that we get actual less experience from the mobs. Maybe like 5 or 10 levels is already a big enough difference. So I just went in, did the spider lair. It's completely unnecessary to do it if you're on par with the leveling. But it took me like what, a minute or something. But yeah, that's what's been happening today. How are you doing, dude? So I'm editing the next video, which is gonna be a physical barb guide, because I realized that I should do that in the meanwhile. And it's gonna start off with a little text at the beginning showing that you're the first supporter of the channel. So it's gonna be so good to put it there. It's gonna be nice. I saw you messaged on Discord. I'm not sure what's that about. Haven't checked it yet. I'm gonna check it in soon TM. Oh god, these enemies. These worms, one of these worms, like as you can see, the frigid leech has a cold damage aura, which is super annoying. These guys are usually in Act 2 side areas, in one of the first places that you need to go to, and they are very strong compared to what you're used to by that level. And there is a spider that has a sort of a teleport attack, which makes like a fiery zone, which deals damage to you, I don't know, every few seconds. So you kind of need to avoid that. Can we TP over here? That's like a way too big of a difference. Oh my god. See, it's worth to put these points, the domain points. Because it's gonna save you so much time once you are rolling. We can almost equip our extra stuff. We're gonna get 2 more skill levels, which might be good DPS, but man, it's gonna put it's gonna put some strain on our mana costs. That would be a very big teleport. We don't have that. We have to kind of loop around a little bit. Because naturally Blink has a very small teleport distance. I think it's among the smallest ones which you can get naturally. But the assassin can upgrade it, so it's nice to have that. We're also gonna do the Gibding quest because it is super good a bit later on. I mean, if we can get it. It is sometimes bugged, so even if you click the dagger, you're just not gonna get the minion spawn. So you need to make a new game and try the quest again. It's very annoying. I've heard that it's a classic lot of destruction bug. I don't know. I've never seen it before, to be honest. So I've never had issues outside of median. So hopefully it's gonna be one game and then it's fine. And again, as I've said many times, and I will probably still say it. It might be annoying at this point, but as long as you keep moving, you're gonna be fine. One of the best things you can do in here is just have have the map revealed. Second of all, have a teleport item and just do it this easily. And you don't need to worry about it at all. And you can already just dip. Because why take like 15 minutes? Okay, maybe not 15 minutes. So why take like 5 to 10 minutes? Just running around in that maze when you can just skip it with the one button. The movement speed buff. I wish you could also have a stamina buff as well. Because the stamina can run out very quickly. And make sure you don't get stun locked by enemies. Just in case. My bad. Excuse me. And we were behind again, so we needed to reset. And reset our position on the server. Dude, just use your skills, what the hell? I don't know why, but some of these enemies deal a surprising amount of damage just out of nowhere pretty much. It's a very, very annoying thing to deal with. Still did a good sort of damage. Oh my god, that's Tahrha. Holy shit. I said good like 15 times. Yep. We go up. And this is another one of those places where you need to put a safety. Because the next place we want to go is a bit dangerous. And it's and it's the book places, like it's the ruined temples. Now there is gonna be a chance for some very funny enemy combinations that we can get in this exact, like this specific place. Make sure we go in. Oh, pick up the all skills, of course. Okay, and just put on a safety. I mean, we don't need a single target. And we can get cows here. No, we don't get cows. Oh my god, look at how little damage I deal to these guys. What the fuck? Why are they so tanky? Like, just, that's so stupid, man. Okay. And what you want to do is just pick up the tome and pick up the tome and leave. You can use teleports here. It's not a no teleport zone, so you can just go in and then TP out. But just in case you wanted to kill those mobs, you can just do. And if we bring in the tome, we're gonna get like 10 all attributes. Yeah, we get 10 free all attributes, not stat points, not all attributes. And we can swap out this item already. Get some extra res. And we can also just take our gloves as well and upgrade it to get +1 on it. 2.4k damage already. It's a decent change actually. And we just need to go down to get the rest of the quest items. And I don't pick up the shrine because man, clicking one shrine is difficult, okay? And we're starting to just still like keep one-shotting groups of enemies, but the problem is if you don't keep up your resistances, they are going to start one-shotting you as well, just in case you get in, I don't know, you go in a situation where you just get like, I don't know, a hard stun locked. Because that can just totally happen. That's super fun. Like if you don't have, I don't know, high enough hit recovery, or you're just not prepared with a teleport ability, you are a dead man. And also have 70 auras at least. I'm kind of lacking in fire, which might be an issue, but hopefully it's not gonna be. Perfect diamond. I'm actually gonna pick it up because we will need the strength later on. Just for a total safety, I always pick up that waypoint in case, I don't know, I get disconnected or something. It's quite an annoying ride to get back in here just from the town, because I don't know, you haven't picked up any of the other waypoints up to this point. And single target kind of sucks balls. It's like we need some more duration on that poison. And yep, fire is definitely an issue. If you stand in that circle, you take like a damage over time. Like it hits you many times in 1 second. So try to avoid these circles at all costs. It's one of the strongest abilities in here. But the rest of them are pretty easy to deal with. Just literally don't stand in melee range for the enemies. That's it. Again, the same old adage as I've said many times. As long as you keep moving, you're gonna be good. Getting some mana potions could be useful, but there is not really a point in me spamming this ability multiple times. It's not like it's gonna get more and more poisoned that enemy. It's just gonna refresh the duration. And since we have some extra gold, I might as well get myself some poison spell damage orbs. As you can see, I've told you we can buy these, and we can apply these white orbs to any equipable item.